I was commanded to tell you about these three things you should take note of.
So, beloved, I'll let you get back into the video shortly, but there's something that I want to say. Please, let's pray for Nigeria because things are getting out of hand and it's no longer funny. It feels like there are a lot of things that a lot of people want to take for granted this period, but this protest is not to be joken with because it's been hijacked by a lot of people. And mind you, a lot of prophecies have been dropping concerning this protest, and here it is today. I'm not going to bore you, I'm going to let you watch the video and hear what Pastor Mike Miracle has to say. Then we come back. But please do wait to subscribe, comment, like, share this video on all social media platforms to make sure that it could get to a lot of people for them to be aware of what is actually happening in Nigeria because a lot of things are just going south right now.
Hear me. God says, I should tell you that despite what may be playing out in the land and what is yet to play out, hear me, despite what is playing out and what is yet to play out, because we have not seen it all. We have not seen it all in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Ghana, in Gabon, in other countries, other continents where people are protesting, where people are demanding for their rights, where people are calling on the government to do the needful, where there are wars, where there are breakdowns of laws and order. God says, I should tell you, it is not you've not seen it all. This is an introduction to what is coming, but there is something he showed me. There is something he told me to tell you, that he will not allow you to suffer harm. He will not allow you to be among those who will cry. He will not allow you to see shame. He will not allow you to be in the midst of mishap. Hear me. The God who speaks, who shows me that this will happen and it happens, is the one who have sent me to tell you this, that the worst is yet to come. Even in the midst of the worst, it will not reach you. Let me tell you something. It is getting to a point where people will want to sell their children to eat. It is getting to a point where people will want to eat even human meat, where they never used to eat human meat. Because I can tell you, the world is about to rumble. Not just in Nigeria, not just in America, not just in Europe, not just in anywhere. But do you know my confidence? Do you know my happiness? You will not be among those who will be crying. When those in the dark side are crying and lamenting, you will be celebrating. Oh, Pastor, what kind of negative news are you bringing? What kind of fear are you putting in our hearts? Let me tell you this: believe in the God who called me, believe in the one who ordained me. Hear me. He says, I should tell you, the worst is coming, but you will not be hurt. He will not allow you to suffer shame. Manu Krenuski Prakote Zeketia. Have you ever seen any of my prophecies and it came to pass? Have you ever seen me say this and it came to pass? Then also believe that you will not suffer shame, you will not suffer hardship, you will not suffer anything called evil in the name of Jesus. Now, those who are traveling air, land and sea, be prayerful between the month of August and the first week of September. This month of August and the first week of September, what do? Anoint yourself before you book your flight and be on that flight with faith, because I see the devil trying to shake things, not just on land, even on sea and on air. But I want to tell you, those who are hidden in Christ, no evil will befall you. Now, what is the essence of prophecy? What is the need of prophetic altars? Prophetic altars helps us to deliver us from demonic altars. Those who follow prophetic leadings are the ones who are not caught short, who are not caught unawares. They are the ones who are not found wanting. They are the ones who the devil cannot take unawares. Because God have told you, maybe you would have taking a flight without praying, without being serious about just being casual. Let me tell you, pray. Even though the devil wants to do anything, because of the prayer of the saint. Let me tell you, if you fly air, land and sea, you know that some turmoils you see on air before you come down, you know the devil came out to do something. But the prayers offered before that time Manu Jekupra Elutia. Those who understand. So I send prayer before you. I send prayer ahead of you. You shall not die on air. You shall not die in the land. You shall not die on sea. Ekuna prikus kepelegadia. Evil in the land shall cut you short. No evil in the land shall take you at unawares. No death shall take you at unawares. No death shall take you at unawares. In the name of Jesus. This is a message to politicians. If you are a politician following this channel, hear me, don't join the ones who are the evil ones. You know, there are politicians, we know you don't have the power all in your hands to change the nation. You are a politician, quite we know, but you don't have all the powers to take decision due to the level of your office. But in your heart, you feel you would have been able to do something. You might be exempted. But anyone who says, let the people suffer, let the people die, they see the yearning of the people, but in their faces they show emotion, but in their hearts they say, let them die, let them cry more. See, there is judgment coming. So I'm beckoning on you. If you have the powers to change the narratives in these nations I mentioned, you may think your bulletproof cars, you may think your money, you may think your savings may save you. Baruku Jata. I serve a God whose life and whose hands are like switch. They can quench life and they can give life. He will just press a switch and you will know that all those wealth you kept is for nothing. Therefore, I beg of you, please do the needful. Do the needful for the ones who voted you in powers. This is the third message I see, because I see several obituaries of people in high places. Please do the needful. God is a merciful God. You can see my face, you can hear my voice. I'm still in the mood of prayers. My face is not looking well for the camera now, but notwithstanding, I have to come out to bless you. There is a woman you will take in. They mocked you, they laughed at you. Hear me, just as the sun is rising, I decree that your miracles rise. I decree that I was just praying and I just faced the place the sun was rising from, and in the midst of the prayer the sun just rose. I connect to the powers through which God used to make the sun, make the moon, make the earth. No one can stop the sun from shining when it's supposed to shine. Now I am just praying and the sun just rose. No powers could stop it. Therefore I decree your rising, no power can stop it. I face the sun and I decree the power of the Almighty who made it is same power I connect to, and I decree your financial miracles are rising. Your babies are coming. That visa is coming. That car is coming. Open door is coming. Marriage is coming. That child that has been a source of concern to you, my God is giving you a miracle from that child. You used to complain about this child, but God says I should tell you, through this child your family shall see open doors. The devil thought he would destroy the destiny of that your son, that your daughter, but through that your son and your daughter, your community shall see light. I decree in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. There is a lady I'm seeing. That mass in your womb is disappearing. There is a man I am seeing. That child that you have been waiting for is coming. That marriage you have long prayed about is coming. That place you are working and they thought they could override your name when you are due for promotion and they are putting another name. I command the one in charge sacked. I speak and it happens, and if you connect, it happens likewise. I decree in the name of Jesus and in the name of the one who sends me, whose I am and whom I serve, Jesus Christ Yeshua of Nazareth, I decree no.
So, beloved, I believe you all heard what Pastor Mike Miracle has to say concerning the situation in Nigeria and what God is actually saying. Like he said in this video that he went somewhere to pray, to seek the face of God, like out of the city to go and seek the face of God. As you can see from the look on his face, you could tell that he's actually waking up from sleep, and because of how serious and urgent the prayer is, he decided to come out to actually pray for all of us. One thing all of us need to know and understand is that God is not asleep. God is not like God has not turned his back on Nigeria. Let's pray. Let's not fail to pray, because see, the worst is yet to come on. Because I saw a video on TikTok that was yesterday concerning some parts of the north that are waving Russian flag, asking Putin to come and help them. And you could see that Joe Biden also came out to actually talk and say that why would the protesters in Nigeria are waving the Russian flag, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should do something about it. And it seems like these people are not ready to do anything, which is our government. And this thing is going to go out of hand. Like they say, it's going to turn into a revolution. It's going to get out of hand. And right now, it's getting out of hand. A lot of people that were rooting for this protest are asking people not to come out to protest. But one thing you need to know is that it's not all states that this protest is getting out of hand. Some people are doing it, and they're actually doing it for the purpose of this protest. Because after Tinubu came to address the nation on Sunday, it was not sitting well with a lot of us Nigeria, including me that I'm talking to you, because all he was just mentioning was one story to another, one story to another. And those things, they have never graced our television screen, which is our news channel, and then newspaper, or being made public announcement for us to know that this is what Baba is actually doing, to the point that he went so far to tell people that they should convert their this thing to gas, so that transportation, that he's working on it very soon, it will. And I'm like, God, it's only in Nigeria that these things happen, and it is very bad. And it's high time all of us sit down together and actually make sure that our voices are heard, and our voices could be heard through this process. But let's do it amicably, please. Let it not go out of hand, because if it goes out of hand, it will lose its sole purpose. In as much as what happened in Kenya last month, they were able to achieve their goal. But if other people are saying that they want to turn this thing into something else, please, we that our sole purpose is to make sure that this thing happens. If it's to take it from one state to another, to actually do the place that is more peaceful for people to be able to actually carry out this protest, please, let's do it too, because it's no longer funny and it's not easy anymore. But what can we say rather than to go on our knees and pray to God that, please, Father Lord, see us through this phase we are facing? Because there's something Pastor Mike Miracle says, that this is the season, this is the time, this is the period that people will even sell their children. People will even unalive people to just chew on them, because of the hunger that is coming, that it has not even started, it's about to start. And I'm like, hey, what a life. Because Nigeria is just getting worse by each passing minute, by each passing second. A lot of things are just going south. And in as much as we are blaming the government, we are saying that the government is doing us so much injustice. A lot of individuals, you go to the market to buy something, if you see the kind of loi they tie for you, it's very small. Things that are supposed to be locally made, that are supposed to be cheap, they are the one that is rather expensive. When you talk, they say dollar, something that do not consign dollar. And I'm like, God, where are we heading towards? So if we actually want to make changes from the government, we have to do it down to ourselves, because we ourselves are not helping matter. When they just hear that the price of dollar has gone up, even somebody that does not know how his or her dollar transaction is, the next thing they will say, they will add price and they will tell you dollar has gone up. When you go to the market to buy pepper, you hear something like dollar. But I don't blame them too, because if our government should actually invest in agriculture the way other countries are investing, I don't think food will actually be a problem in or become a crisis. See, go to Benue State, that is food basket of the nation. Go and see how people are finding it difficult to even get fertilizer. And government is supposed to supply fertilizer that these people are paying for. It's not being given to them for free. But at the end of the day, they don't even get there. They'll tell you, go and write your name in the local government, go and do this one. After that, they say, take it to the state capital, then they will distribute local government by local government. At the end of the day, nothing gets to these people. And then when they farm crops, it's not actually doing well. You expect them to go and harvest the little, then come and sell it cheap for you. No. But if government should create awareness, make things available for them, like seed, like cassava sticks and a whole yam seed and a whole lot, it will be easier because since Fulani herdsmen has actually chased a lot of them out of their home, they find it difficult to get back seeds to plant for the next farming season. And these Fulani herdsmen are actually disturbing these people. So what can they farm? Because I used to remember, I'm from Benue State. A lot of people used to say when they come to visit, especially those that will finish school together and they go to your place to Benue to serve, they say, wait, oh, are you sure this Benue State is part of Nigeria? Why is it that food are cheap there? This thing I'm saying is as back as 2017 something thereabout. And even they'll still say that from time to time I still visit your states. Like even the last person I spoke to, that was 2023, which was last year, he said that, oh, I went there to buy yams and all those things during yam season and it was too cheap. It's too cheap to be true. She drive all the way from Lagos to come and buy yam from Benue State. So that should tell you that if government make things available, farming tools available for these people, don't you think they will produce enough food that they will supply the entire Nigeria? Okay, let's even forget about the Benue State. What about far north? What about Plateau people? Jos. Do you know how, like, the harvest that comes from that side on Gili, if the north say they want to block the entire Nigeria, they don't want to supply food, don't you see, people will cry, people will chew their self, just like how he said it in this video. So let's do it to pray for our nation and also pray that this government, they actually do something. And there's something he says that actually gladdens my heart and sweetens my heart a lot. He says that the wrath of God is about to fall on these people and there will be shock. All these politicians, don't think that the money you have saved is okay for you. Just watch out and see what. So don't think that you have actually escaped the wrath of God, because the wrath of God is going to fall on a lot of politicians. That is what Pastor Mike Miracle has to say. And also for those of you that feel like you have loot money enough, you have saved enough to serve you for the rest of your life, for your unborn generation to come, don't worry. What is coming for you, you yourself, you will be shocked. And also for those politicians that also want to make proper change in the society, like they want their voices and everything to be heard at the end of the day, that God will actually give you a voice and God will mobilize a lot of politicians that will also join your movement to create a better nation, to create a better Nigeria. And also for those that are waving Russian flag, thinking that Putin will come, and see, he's not going to come to rescue you. One thing we need to do, whether you are Biafra, Arowa, Dodowa, one thing we know, if you want to go your separate way, let's make this country a better place first before you can pull out. You cannot pull out when the country, the system is messed up. What if you pull out and other people decide to block you? It's a whole lot. A lot is happening in Nigeria and we need to be aware and we need to shine our eye. That is what I just have to say. And let's pray to God that the will of God is actually done in Nigeria and being carried out. And sometimes I wish that Tinubu should just divide Nigeria into regions. Then every particular region has its president. Then at the end of the day, they report to the general public or to the general president of Nigeria, but we are still under one constitution and under one law, which is still Nigeria. I feel that would be the best. That would be the best, because with some things that I'm hearing and some finds out that I've been making and I discover, it's like Tinubu may be forced to actually sign that bills for Nigeria to be divided into 7 regions, but they have to answer to a particular president. And then there's something that the lawmakers are trying to do, that all governors, presidents, ministers, and anything, that they need to run office for 6 years, and after that 6 years, they cannot come out for second tenure again. So I don't really understand though, but it's just a rumor that is making rounds or here and there. I just don't know whether it's true or not, but I just say let me give you a tip of what is coming. So that is just what I want to share with you guys today. And please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly pause this video, subscribe, comment, like, share with family and friends so that you don't miss out on any of my content. And don't forget to turn on the post notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you're a returning subscriber, oh my goodness, I want to use this opportunity to say very big thank you. Thank you for always tuning in, and thank you for always watching my video. God bless you as you do that all the time. So guys, that is what I just say. Let me come here and share. Please do it to pray for Nigeria. We don't have any other country to run to. We don't have any other country to call Nigeria. I'm talking for those of us that don't have dual citizenship outside Nigeria, or we can pick up our passport and just fly to any country. My father is not Aliko Dangote. My father is not Otedola that if I decide to record the rest of my life, I cannot do it because I do not have quality camera. I do not have data to put it online there every day for the rest of my life. So please, let's do it to pray. Pray for Nigeria. Okay, thank you.